Hey, thanks for joining me on this edition. I'm your host, Jason Brown, the co founder of SERPWoo and inventor of SERP tracking. And in this video, I'm starting a new series where each week I talk about what's working in SEO. Now, I used to do this once a year, every year, where I wrote a blog post about what's working in specific verticals or industries, niches, terms, SERPs for that year. In 2019, I did a blog article specifically about what is working in higher education. And then I furthered that into other industries, like what is working in the legal industry, what is working in local marketing. So, roofers, plumbers, mold cleaners. And I also did what's working in e commerce. I followed it up in 2020. And then in 2021, I did a generic article about all of those industries, what's working in SEO in general. And now in 2022, I want to do that as a weekly video series. And the reason why I think this is important is that in a lot of those blog articles, we found out that for higher education, things such as keywords in forms, keywords in legend tags, keywords that were in the first 100 words really worked for higher education, but that wasn't necessarily the case for attorneys and the legal profession. And it also wasn't the case for e commerce or for local marketers. Each one of those had specific rankings or specific factors that helped their rankings that didn't actually overflow into the other industries. And in 2021, we did a broad one of those, a broad article. And in 2022, I want to look at it as a weekly series to go over this. And while this will be broad and will not be industry specific, we're hoping that later in this series, we can go industry specific with specific industry examples. But for right now, we're going to take it one day at a time, see if you even like these videos, if you get value out of them. And let's look at what's working this week in SEO. Now, I did just publish another video. You'll probably see it right next to this one on our channel about what actually got impacted with the algorithm update that happened late 420, 421. But since we're also looking at generically what's working, this kind of touches on that as well. And it will actually expand upon a little bit further than the algorithm update, because the algorithm update was looking at who was winning, who was losing. And this is in general going to focus in on some specific tips about what's working in SEO this week. So I'm able to get this data because we monitor billions of data points with SERPWoo. And this is data that in the future we're going to make available to you within SERPWoo so that you can look at what's working each week in SEO and actually see what's working after algorithm updates as well. But for right now, this is all back-end data that I'm sharing with you. I'm not going to be able to show you the screenshots, though, because we have tons of competitors that would love to copy us. They've already copied us for many features that we've invented. So right now, I cannot share screenshots of our back-end, but this is data, again, that will roll out into your SERP view within SERPWoo and also potentially within our Zora tool as well, so that you can look at this without these videos anytime you want to see what's actually working in SEO for your specific terms, your specific industry, your specific niche. But let's go ahead and let me tell you what's working this week based on data that I've collected, that we've got in the back of SERPWoo, and see how we can help you with this. Now, a lot of this might be very high level and generic, but I definitely got some specific pointers that I can give you for each of this data. So let's roll with it. Let's jump right into it. For this week, we're looking at April 22nd. And I'm going to be starting from the bottom going up. So this is least impactful to most impactful. And while we've got lots of data here, I'm just looking at the top 20 of that data. So we're going to go from least important in that top 20 up to number one as we progress through the video. So what I've noticed this week, what's working, what's ranking. Again, this isn't the losers, winners from the algorithm. That's the other video. What's working this week is keyword frequency, essentially having your keywords on your page as the top 10 used phrases within your content. So basically, if you're trying to rank a phrase or a keyword, this phrase or keyword better be top 10 within all of your content. Now, how you can figure that out is there's several word clouds available. Maybe you can build an Excel formula, dump that content into the word cloud or into that Excel formula, and just look, is this coming up as one of your top keywords or top 10 keywords, top 10 phrases within your content? It's probably the easiest way to do it. It's not the only way to do it, but it's definitely one of the easier ways that you can run through your content and make sure this is one of your most popular words on your website. Now, what's also working is H2 tags, and I'm pointing out H2 specifically. This is something I've dug up in many previous blog articles, specifically those that I mentioned earlier about what's working in SEO for different industries back in 2019, 2020, 2021, and we see it here again today for 2022, is keywords and H2 tags. Now, I did say I was going over like a top 20 and running through this, but I've actually condensed it because some of the top 20 has been keywords and H2 tags, but also keywords in H1 through H6 as a group, keywords in H1, H2, and H3 as a group, and keywords as H1 and H2. The common theme you see in all of these is in the H2. H2 itself was its own line item. So H2 is coming up a lot. It definitely, to me, would be more important than H1, definitely more important than H3. You really want to get this keyword or keyword phrase in your H2. Those heading groupings make up a lot of this top 20. But what I'm pulling out of this is the H2 is the most important. Now, when I also look through it, keywords within just regular sentences. So this is definitely making sure you've got your keyword or your keyword phrase in your actual body, not just as title, not just as headings, not just as metadata or in data that's outside of the body tag. It's definitely within your content. It definitely has to be in those sentences and in those sentences frequently as regular body content as well. Going past that, keywords and paragraph tags. Now, this might be a laughable one, but the reason why this is important is in prior research that I've done through years of going through what's working in SEO and blog posts is we came across times where keywords and span tags were important. I'm not seeing that right now. That's not what I'm seeing this week for what's working in SEO. Generally, I'm not seeing span tags. Depending on how your website is structured and set up and how your content is written, you might fully be using span tags, which I know span is a alternative to div. But what I'm getting at here is there's lots of HTML setups where the paragraph tag is not even used. There's no tag at all, actually. It's not NAP tag. So we're not seeing things like span tags. We're not seeing things like no tags. We're seeing specifically within the paragraph tag what's working right now this week in SEO. So, don't just take this as, oh, this is just throw my keywords in it. No, it's specifically the paragraph tag. And past that, it's keywords in your A tags, which also means that external links are important. Obviously, you're not going to have an A tag unless you have a link, unless you've really got some kind of secret wizardry that you're doing on your page here. But these external links, specifically your keyword or keyword phrase in these A tags, are definitely helping. This is actually coming up multiple times. It's actually coming up as keywords in A tags, keywords in unique, Ahrefs tags. It's definitely keywords in A tags that are coming up over and over and over again. This is several of the top 20, but I'm combining it into one here as what's important. Keywords in LI tags, so list tags. So maybe you're breaking out bulleted points You're highlighting points, you're making arguments, you're showing people a condensed step-by-step how-to article maybe. Keywords and those LI tags are definitely helping. For an e-commerce site, this might be your breadcrumb maybe. Instead of using some other form of HTML entity, you're using an LI tag in your breadcrumb. This is coming up. Keywords and script tags. So this is obviously JavaScript. This could be like form drop downs, the keywords there, but it could be for other uses within your JavaScript. But getting those keywords in JavaScript is definitely something that's coming up as important this week in SEO. Now, past that, the very last one I have is keywords in div tags. Now, this is just like when I talked about keywords in the paragraph tag. Obviously, your paragraph tag would maybe be in a div tag, and your div tag is going to be in a body tag. But the reason why I point out div tags is this. In prior articles from years before and analysis that I've looked, we've also seen importance when the keywords are in article tags, main tags, span tags, and I'm not seeing any of that. I'm just seeing div tag right now. Now, that doesn't mean if you're currently using main or article or span that you've got to redo your whole website. If you're currently ranking and you're ranking well, please do not disrupt that, changing out your main, article, or span tags. However, if you're not ranking, maybe this is something you need to look at, overhauling your website to match what's working in SEO this week. And if you're ordering new content or developing new content, maybe you really need to look at making sure you're using div and you're using paragraph and not using main, article, or span. If main, article, or span were coming up, I would definitely tell you that these are some of the top factors that we're watching. But right now, it's just good old div, good old paragraph, and then having your keywords in H2s, having your keywords and list elements, LI tags, script tags, and also in your external link tags, and also getting a lot of those in your sentences, which would be your P tags again. And making sure that those keywords are some of the top 10 used words or phrases within your total content. Again, you can use something as simple as a word cloud, but we're hoping to have this data that we can present to you within SERPWOO in your SERP View section, and also in Zora. So that'll be rolling out potentially here in the next couple months. But if this is content and information that you want to see weekly, please like and comment on this video specifically so that when I go back and look at our analytics, I can tell that this was maybe one of our most liked or most commented videos. That'll give me a signal that you want to see this each week. Now, we're still going to be doing our backlink videos weekly. We're going to start doing this type of series weekly as well. And we're going to be doing any updates after an algorithm, which is the previous video that I had just posted prior that you'll probably see this same day each time an algorithm happens. That way you've got all the information that you need to build backlinks, know what's working in SEO, and what's being impacted after an algorithm update. But you really want to hone in on your industry, your term, your niche. And that's where SERPWOO comes in and is going to be able to tell you what specifically is working for you. And it isn't bland, vanilla, generic SEO advice. But going forward, this might be something, at least what I taught you in this video, how to structure your content and maybe what's causing you to lose rank or why you're not moving up. But I hope you've liked this. Please, again, like, comment, and I'll catch you on the next episode. Thanks a lot. Goodbye.